Yeah, man, Self-Fix Grant here. So I made a video yesterday talking about Teflon tape and the places that some people use it, right? In my opinion, and I think I'm 100% correct, you don't have to use Teflon tape whenever there is a washer. All right, so we're looking at I think they call it the aerator and the faucet. This is this thing right on the edge of the faucet that the water come through. All right, so inside this thing, there is a washer. Usually it's going to be a washer or some form of O-ring or something in this thing. All right, as you can see, there's a black thing sitting down there. That is a washer. All right, so that washer is going to it's going to seal to the bottom of this thing. Can you imagine someone installing this kitchen faucet and they put Teflon tape around this before they put this thing on? That is, in my opinion, I would have checked my plumbing rules or book or something, but that is incorrect. That's just incorrect to put Teflon tape around this. That's what the washer is for. All right, I don't have to check no book. All right, so no, I'm not trying to be rude to no one. If that's why you use Teflon tape everywhere, that's just you. All right, this thing is quite old, so the washer might be old, but that's the reason. If you notice, you're not seeing any water coming up, because if water is coming up here, it's because that thing is not making contact. So you might need to tighten it a little bit, or you might need to change that washer, right? So we're gonna move on to the bathroom, the shower head. All right, the shower head also, in a lot of cases, come with a washer, right? So let's check that out. All right, so now we're looking at the shower head, and as you can see, there's a washer. See that washer up in there? So that's what made that seal, right? No thread tape. Right, so that's what it looked like. Once you have one of these things in there, you don't need any thread tape. If you don't have a washer in there, then you need to put some thread tape up here to seal it, right? So just like that. So here we're looking at a pipe cock, and here is a garden hose, and as you can see inside there, have a washer, right? The black thing you're looking at, that's a washer. If you notice, you never put Teflon tape or thread tape around your pipe cock, right? You just put your hose on, you screw your hose on, and once that washer is good, it's gonna make that seal. Once the washer is good, it's gonna make that seal. Right? See that? There's no water coming up because the washer is good. Alright, so that's it with the garden hose. So let's take a look at the water filter that I have on the side here. There's no filter in there. Alright, so if you look at the washing machine hose that come to it, you don't see any Teflon tape on it. This thing has been here for years. There was no leakage because there's a washer inside the washing machine hose, right? If you look on this other side over here, see another washing machine hose. As you can see, it's dry. No Teflon, no, same thing, thread tape, none. Once you start a leak, you know it's gonna be the washer, right? So we're going to take a look under the kitchen cabinet. So now we're looking at under the kitchen cabinet. Um, as you can see, there is no Teflon tape. The problem with that Teflon tape under the kitchen cabinet, most of the time, when you put the Teflon tape for the flex hose and you get ready to take off that nut, you have to be there peeling off all this Teflon tape before you can get that nut that fasten the faucet to the cabinet or to the granite, right? So it's just a problem. I don't know why people do it. You don't need that Teflon tape, as what I said before. I'm showing you in many cases that is not needed, right? There's no water, no leakage, nothing under the cabinet from just using the flex hose by itself without the Teflon tape, right? I know a lot of plumbers, when it comes time to take off that thing, some plumbers just put a whole lot of Teflon thread tape on it, where you have to be there wasting time trying to take off all that tape to take off that nut so you can take out the faucet, right? So you don't need Teflon tape with these things. I don't have any problem with it. With the toilet and the inlet valve, it might be used, maybe they're using, like, putting the Teflon tape on the used product, like someone call them over and say that they have a leakage and they go over there, instead of replacing the inlet valve, they're quite cheap, they put Teflon tape on it to try to stop the leak. If you do an inspection on that inlet valve, you would see where the problem is. It need to be changed. All right, so yeah, so I just want to show that you don't need to put Teflon tape on these things that have a washer or an O-ring. You don't need Teflon tape on it. I am 100% sure of it. As what I say, if you're working on something that's used, then that's the time you have to use the Teflon tape. But I am going to show another. I am going to look at the flex hose, and I'm going to show where, even if you put the Teflon tape on it, once the rubber is no good no more, you can still have leakage. Alright, so now we're looking at the flex hose, right? I know I sound a little bit different in this part of the video because this morning I started to make that part of the video, and now I'm fully awake, right? So I sound totally different. Alright, so we're looking at the flex hose, and as you can see, there are 2 parts to it, maybe 3 parts. So you have this part that can turn. I'm trying to hold everything and hold this phone at the same time. So you have this part that can turn, right? And then you have that washer looking thing, right? Then you have that middle part that's coming up. All right, so this rubber washer, this is the bottom part of it. This part have to go down and seal the bottom part so water don't come through here, right? See that part? See how that thing that's moving? So once you tighten the thing to the to your faucet, this part go to the faucet. Once you tighten this to the faucet, this part is going to seal the bottom part. Then this part up here is going to seal the water from coming through the top part, right? I'm trying to do a million thing. While I was taking this out, it split, right? This is an old thing that I changed, right? So this part is going to seal to the faucet and prevent water from coming up. The bottom piece is going to seal the bottom so water don't come here. So if you put Teflon tape on the faucet, the threaded part of the faucet, that only going to prevent the water from coming here. But as what I said, if this part is dry rotten, if this rubber is crystallized dry rotten, then you might have leakage under here. You just want to change this thing right here. Once it's leaking, once the inlet leaking, you just want to change those things. You just want to change them, right?
if you go to do a job and those things leaking, you might can put Teflon tape on it. It might work for a little bit, but it's gonna start back leaking. You just want to put brand new stuff. Inlet valve is quite cheap, and these things are quite cheap, so you want to just change it. So I hope I make myself clear. The reason why you will get leak, I think, if you use like old stuff, right? If you use the brand new stuff, you shouldn't get any leak, right? You're putting a brand new inlet and a brand new flex hose, shouldn't get any leak, shouldn't, right? I never had a problem with that. Always work fine, right? So as I say, I hope I made myself clear. Let's get on to the next part.
So hope y'all learned something. Thank you all for watching.